This is going to be a disaster. You should probably not watch this particular tutorial. This is called the Funky Space Age Necklace. Why have your designs look like everybody else's? Why just copy the same things that have been going on for decades? Make something weird and different and original. And to show how weird this is, I didn't even do it in the correct order. See, it goes 1, 2, 3. Not what you'd expect. It should be going this way, right? Anyway, let's have fun with this. You can use 18 or 20 gauge. It doesn't matter. I get this wire from Parawire. It's copper-based, coated, plain, round wire. I'm also going to try it not only in the silver-plated, but the vintage bronze. I like the earth tone. But anyway, let's do this. First, you want to decide the gauge you want to use. The 18 is going to be a little stronger, but it won't fit necessarily your tiniest beads. So check all your beads, make sure the gauge you pick fits the beads that you picked. And if not, then adjust, pick different beads or whatever. I should mention this is the first time I've done this. I thought it in my head, I drew it, and now I'm going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work. Not joking. This is how I do like half my videos. Because I want to show you how spontaneous I am, maybe. Or maybe I'm just too lazy to try it first. So we're going to take, I don't even know how much to take. I'm going to take like 2.5 feet, a little less than a meter. Bring the two ends together so that you can find where your middle of the wire is. And make a loop. Just a loop for your top of your pendant, you know, part of the bail. It can be whatever size you want, but I like to make it about a size of a 6mm bead, maybe, something like that. A little bigger, and then give it a nice twist once just to lock it in place. Now I'm going to leave this one side alone. I'm going to take this side, and I'm just going to use my flat nose pliers to make it nice and square corners. Now, the most important thing about this is don't try to be perfect. Just do this. Square corners. Eyeball it. Do it your best. If you want to break out your ruler and your all kinds of tools and try to make it perfect, then you can do that and see how much fun you have. I bet I'm going to have more fun not doing it perfect this way. In fact, I'm not even sure if I should go over or more or just make it a perfect square. Then just, yeah, see, that's already not what I wanted. Because I wanted this loop to be in the middle, and now it's going to be on the corner. So let's see if, watch this. Magic. Look at that. The wire's almost completely straightened back out again. No one will know but you and me, and we won't tell. I won't tell, you won't tell. No one will know. You get nice and straight so no one ever knew that there was a little bend there. Okay, now we want half as much going this way. And then I think that's what we want. Oh, I should probably put the beads on first before I go any further. Because once the corners are locked in, you won't be able to get the beads on. All right, so let's see. These crappy beads don't even fit. I mean, they're beautiful beads, but how could a 16mm not fit 18 gauge? That's ridiculous. All right, let's start over. We'll do the silver and 20 gauge. These are amethyst and some kind of crazy lace blue dyed jasper or something, but I like them. And that's about the length I want my square to be. So now I'm bend it over, trying to make it as sharp of a right angle as you can. But again, don't try to be perfect. And you can straighten it out more with the pliers like this. And then I'm just eyeballing it still. So this is going to that, and then I think I want to come up that. Wait a minute, going the wrong way. I'm going to bend it this way. Okay. Now I'll put on some more beads. Now you don't have to make 4 sets like this. You can make 2 or 3 or 5, whatever. But I like 4, I think. And I'm going to bend this right here and end it. So when I end it, I want to make a little loop at the bottom too. So I'm trying to feel for like what is the middle of this part here. It's kind of like that. Well, I'm going to leave that like that for now. Now I'm going to take this strand that's been just hanging out here chilling, and I'm going to take him, and he's going to come straight down. Straight down. But he's going to weave around these guys. So he's going to come over and under, over and under. It's pretty easy. Like, ta-da, all done. See? So at the moment, he's just kind of chilling like that. He's not doing too much craziness. Now, if you want, you can even add beads going in these cross ones. Maybe I'll try that. But for now, I'm just trying to, it's the first time I tried this, so I'm just going to see what happens here. Now, I'm going to lock him into this strand like this by, or am I? I don't even know what I'm going to do. No, I don't think I want to. I'm just going to hold them together like this, and they'll get locked in once they turn into a curve. But I'm going to kind of make them come together like that, and just make a little curve at the bottom. I'm trying to keep this all straight. It's kind of wobbly until we do the next part, which I hope will lock it in really good. We'll find out. So we're going to curve that, so now we have a little loop at the bottom. And let's see if the whole thing is fairly straight. Now, I don't want my bottom loop to be too much bigger than my top, so I'm going to pull it a little tighter. Just roll it a little bit. There we go. And pull this a little straighter. It's kind of, whoops, look at those. Maybe I should have twisted it, lock it in. You can twist yours. It's not going to do too much difference. Maybe I should have twisted this guy twice. Look at that. I don't like how he's doing that now. Go straight. There we go. Okay. And then you guys stay together. You're supposed to be a couple, you know, hug. Maybe I will give that a little twist right there down at the bottom. Pull it out a little more. And give it, yep, I'm going to give it a twist. Hold everything still. And twist. Oh, there we go. Now that's locked in. There we go. Now everything else, get that centered. Get this one the way I want. Just kind of messing around with it. All right, you ready? Let's do the fun part. We're just going to come around like, I don't know how we're going to come around, like a swirl like this. Is that going to work? Lock that in there. And then another swirl like that. Lock that in there. All right. Yeah, it's locking them in. It's a little weirder looking than I wanted it to be. It's a little longer, but it's definitely fun. So we'll come around and we'll scarf this at the end. That's the easy part. I knew I was going to do that. Right? And now what? Well, it feels like it needs a wider wire. It needs more going on. So, you know, tuck these in. Cut them carefully. And then tuck in both these sharp ends. Oh, my camera's drooping again. All right, so we're going to tuck in these sharp ends right there. Just push them towards the middle of this wire here and push them down. Get in there. There we go. Okay, this looks ridiculously like it needs more. So I'm going to take another piece of wire, maybe 2 feet, might not need it all, and cut it, and I'm going to start it at the top here. No, I'm going to start at the bottom here. Let's get it in the middle. All right, start it right here, and I'm going to wrap it around once, lock it in, like that, and then I'm going to have these 2 wires come together, and they've got to do something more dramatic, because this is just not, it's too flimsy right now. It needs to be cooler. There we go. Now now, yes, that is looking better. That's better. Yep. I'm gonna lock them around here, and then they're gonna. Oh, that's not good. I'll lock them around here, and then straighten them back out again. And come around. There we go. Yes, that's cool. And then we're going to come around here. It's okay if you wrap around some of the beads and kind of lock them that way. That's kind of cool too. And then we're going to come up here like that and finish it off. And this is now way cooler, way better, and way funkier. Now, if you want to go crazy, you can add more beads along the way here. But right now, this is just an experiment. We're trying to see what we can do with this space age craziness. So I'm going to tuck in those sharp ends now. All right, it's starting to look better. It looks kind of like a satellite or some kind of space age like weapon that shoots lasers from part of it. So I'm actually going to take a third piece of wire. I never thought I was going to do this, but I'm gonna put more loops because it's getting sturdier and firmer, but these still are a little flimsy out here. Has a lot of potential to get yanked or snagged out of place if it had a lot of wear and tear. So let's get a third piece. I'm going to do 2 feet again just to be on the safe side. This is actually fun. It's like I'm building a sculpture with layers. All right, so I'm going to go again at the bottom here. Or should I start at the top this time? No, let's go to the bottom. All right, let's have some fun here. Let's get these guys going a different way than the other ones. Kind of cross over like that. I'm going to actually wrap that one inside there to get it kind of locked in with the beads like that. So this one's going around this way. So one is going around the back and one's coming around the front, and then they're going to come back together like this. And let's wrap it around here and then come around like this. There we go. And let's wrap both of them through this one. I'm totally learning as I go what works and what doesn't, so just bear with me. Just having a little bit too much fun, if you don't mind. Not even sure what I'm doing at this point, but I'm having so much fun, it's like so worth it. Okay, so those are totally wrapped around there. And now I want them to come around. I'm still trying to make really elegant loops as I'm going. I'm trying not to make any wonky, because I have my straight squares for there, and now the rest of it is supposed to be kind of smooth. It's like the contrast between the squares and the curves, although the squares are getting all covered up now, but that's okay because it's looking cooler than it ever looked. I think I'm going to come around further like that and come around this side. And I'm going to accentuate this curve with like 2 more strands, even wider, coming out wider like that. There we go. Hold that and wrap. And we're running out of room to tuck in these sharp ends, but I think we can do one more set right here. I mean, we can do this last set. Cool. Now let's just flatten the whole thing out. Make sure everything is right where we want it to be. That is space age and wild. Now, this is like a lot of wire. The beads are now not showing as much, neither are my squares, and I don't like that. So I'm thinking, let me see if I can actually, I'm going to sculpt it. I'm actually going to bend it. I'm going to try to bend these closer, and I'm going to try to bend these closer. Maybe if I smush the whole thing a little bit, I can move them up closer. Nope, that's not working. Although I kind of like it. It's a little off-center now. I mean, they're a little bit less perfect. I kind of like that look, but it gives me an idea for the next one. This time I'm using vintage bronze. I'm still going to do 18, but I'm going to try something different. Let's have fun with this. Take about 1 meter. Do the same thing, put the ends together and find our middle loop. Make that into a nice loop. Make a bigger loop this time because I don't know how many times I'm going to need to scarf it. Okay. And let's get, this time I'm going to make much smaller, tighter squares. I'm going to use smaller beads that can still handle the 18 gauge. These are 4mm. These 4mm red glass beads fit fine, but the 6mm I wanted didn't fit, and so I went right up to the 8mm Unikite. So we'll do that. Okay, I'm going to do sharp end, sharp corner here. This time, instead of doing a square, I'm going to come up like maybe make some kind of a trapezoid shape. I don't know, but I'm going to make it diagonally come up. So we're going to end up with something that goes like this. It's going to go bead, 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 and then it's going to come up like that, and then go bead, 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 and then not having quite figured it out. I guess it'll come right up there to meet that one. Kind of like that. Maybe I'll flip it right over there like that, and then do bead, 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 and then should I just end it with 3, or should I still do the 4? Come up in that, and then do bead, 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 and then flip it through there, and then do my little thing, and then this one will come straight down like that, and meet him, come around, and then they can do their curvy whoosh, and then scarf it. Let's see if that works. Try to make still sharp corners. I'm going to try to bring that all the way up there. Real sharp, kind of a triangle feel. There we go. Now this one is supposed to loop right through there. Let's see if I can get it to work. I'm going to have to pull it all the way around this one, right? Look at that. And then make a sharp, right? Oh, this is kind of fun. I like this. Now I'm going to make this straight. Try to make it it's like trying to make a triangle here, sort of. See if we can make it work. Pinch that tight. This is supposed to be a straight line. Come on. That's not working. There we go. Straightening it out. There we go. It's getting better. All right, we're not going to go for perfection. We're just going to try to go for something that works. All right, that was cool. Let's see if we can do more like that. Now this one has to bend to get him through here, and then still make it a straight line. Let's see if we can do it. Or feeding it through. Feeding it through. Let's see, is that going to work? It's tricky. I think so. I think we got it right there. Give it a little room because we got to straighten it out. Okay, and we'll lock it right like that. There we go. All right, so it's a loop. We're going to straighten it out again. Make that a straight. Got to hold this in place so it doesn't move. And we're going to straighten that. There we go. Let's pinch that tight. It's hard to get in there, not with the beads and everything in the way. Just pinch that. There we go, and make that a little more of a straight line. All right. Now, how are we looking? Not terrible. A little wonky, but not terrible. Now this one is not going to, might have a little, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, now last set. All right, again, try to loop this through. You gotta be careful not to force it. You gotta feed it and then pull it and roll it, feed it, pull it. It's just part of getting used to knowing like how wire works. And now you gotta estimate how much you're gonna need. So when you straighten it, it'll come out at the right place. It's not perfect. It's not gonna be perfect. Just get it in there, pinch it, and hope for the best. And let's straighten it. That time I gave a little too much. So I can actually fix it by and pull out this part right here where I made that really sharp corner. Hopefully I won't kink it. I try to undo that. Straighten that out. You gotta be careful because you could totally snap the wire if you kink it and then yank it too much. Alright, so we're gonna bend it right there. All right, this is a weird formation. Now, do we want to come straight down with these? Yeah, let's do it. Can we thread them through? I think so. Let's try. Thread it through here. In and out, in and out. Is that going to work? In and out, in and out. And pull. It's not working. Wait, there it goes. It's coming. It's coming. All right. See, that's wild. It's coming. Was it dumb to try that? Yeah, it was. I don't want to go through there. It's just going to make, I want the whole thing to be super straight, so I'm just going to go straight down. I'm going to do what I originally was going to do, which is make another little square corner right there, and then come straight down through over here. Yeah, no, it kind of has to weave through them. It just kind of has to. So let's weave it through. Here goes. It's gonna be hard not to kink it, but we'll do our best. Weave it through here. And here, oh, I had it better before. I should have left it. Oh well. And then here, oh, now it's a fishy mess. It's a mess. It's a mess, but we're gonna make it happen. It's gonna work. Just gonna, whoa, it's all over the place now. Okay, I decided to just go around that corner. Like, sometimes you make elaborate plans and then you find an easy shortcut and you think, no, that's too easy. I suggest you take the easy shortcut, because sometimes your elaborate plans turn out to be too elaborate, and the easy shortcut is like your saving grace. Just telling you, sometimes. You decide when. So if it doesn't work out, you can't come back and blame me. Be like, you made that decision. That was up to you. You can't blame me. So now I'm actually coming around and reinforcing each of these corners here, like this. And now I'm going to twist these. And I have like this ladder thing going on. That's kind of cool. The wire's a little bit scratched up from all my playing, but that's fine. I'm going to twist these again. Really lock them in. And what shall we do now? I don't know. Let's come down here. Let's do our bottom loop. There we go. And let's lock this loop in. Ooh, I already see something cool happening. Okay. Twist that. Oh man, that's just hard on the fingers. There we go. All right, got it. Got that twisted. And these are already coming up like this. Ooh, it's like a vine now. I made a vine with a tapestry, like one of those things that holds a vine. And now I'm going to come up like this. And come around like this. This is the biggest mess I've ever made, and I love it. I love it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to make a mess. Now we're going to scarf this. But wait, I'm going to cut this part off up here, and then I'm going to scarf the other strand that's left, just to be super weird. So anyone trying to follow this tutorial, it's absolutely close to impossible, so you're just going to have to make up your own thing. I hope this has inspired you to make up something totally different. But see, now I have this one strand left. I'm going to bring it around like that. I'm still pulling from the wide part. I'm still trying to salvage this with some pretty curves. And it's still kind of looking like a mummy wrapped up with wild insanity, but that's okay. Now I'm going to scarf the bottom here. I'm actually going to just tuck this sharp end into a little curly Q so it doesn't come out and hurt anyone. Just a little curly Q right there. Just roll it in, and I'll roll it right in there. Tuck it in like that so it doesn't come out. All right, good. Now, this one is totally weird. I'm going to pull this down that loop over there, and same with this. I'm going to pull it all the way around over here. And that kind of tightened everything. And that looks horrific. But I love it. I could totally get some hippie who's brave and not afraid to be weird to wear this guy. I'm actually going to put a little crimp right there just to make it weirder, and one right there. There we go. All right, let's compare them to the other one. Yeah, I kind of like. I feel like this one has gotten further advanced. Now, if I make 10 more, I think I'll really have something going on.